Today I am going to teach you about ratios. Ratios. Let us recall what you learned about ratios in grade 7. You learned that a ratio is a numerical relationship between two or more quantities which are measured in the same unit. You also learned when comparing two groups that a ratio is a numerical relationship between the magnitude of the two groups. Consider the following example. When preparing a concrete mixture, 1 pan of cement, 3 pans of sand, and 4 pans of gravel are mixed together. Then you can get the concrete mixture. The ratio in which cement, sand, and gravel are mixed together when preparing this concrete mixture can be expressed as 1 is to 3 is to 4. 1 is to 3 is to 4. This is read as 1 to 3 to 4. Here, 1, 3, and 4 are the terms of the ratio. These are the terms of the ratio. By multiplying or dividing each term of a given ratio by a number which is greater than 0, a ratio equivalent to the given ratio can be obtained. Now, when you multiply this 1 is to 3 is to 4 by any number or divide by any number, then all these numerical values will be same, equivalent. Now, if you multiply 1 and by 2, then you have to multiply 3 also by 2, then 4 also by 2. Then 1 times 2, 2, then here 6 and 8. I will explain in my note. A ratio compares values. A ratio says how much of one thing there is compared to another thing. Ratio says how much of one thing there is compared to another thing. 3 is to 1. There are 3 blue squares to 1 yellow square. Now always the ratio is something is comparing to another one. So there are 3 blue squares to 1 yellow square. Ratio can be shown in different ways. Use to separate the values. 3 is to 1. We can use the word 2, 3 to 1. Or write it like a fraction. Now we can write this as a fraction. Now 3 is to 1, then 3 is to 1. You can write this as a fraction. A ratio can be scaled up. Now like this. As I told you before, you can multiply this by any number, but if you have, then you have to multiply this also by the same number. Now this has been multiplied by 2. 2 times 3 6, and 2 times 1 2. So then it is the equivalent fraction. A trick with ratios is to always multiply or divide the numbers by the same value. You can multiply this by the same value, or also you can divide by the same value. 4 is to 5 the same as 4 times 2 and 5 times 2. Then 4 times 2 8 and 5 times 2 10. Then 8 is to 10 also equivalent to 4 is to 5. Example, a recipe for pancake uses 3 cups of flour and 2 cups of milk. So the ratio of flour to milk, 3 is to 2. To make pancake for a lot of people, we might need 4 times 2 quantity. So we multiply the number of numbers by 4. If you make a pancake, Then you need 3 cups of flour and 2 cups of milk. Then the ratio of flour to milk is 3 is to 2. If you want to make the pancake for a lot of people, then you have to multiply this by any number. You can multiply by 4. Now I have multiplied here by 4. 3 times 4, 12. And 3 times 2, the 4 times 2, 8. Okay. So I have multiplied this by 4. In other words, 12 cups of flour and 8 cups of milk. 12 cups of flour and 8 cups of milk needed to make a pancake for a lot of people. The ratio is still the same, so the pancake should be just as yummy. But ratio can also show a part compared to the whole lot. Example, there are 5 pups. 2 are boys and 3 are girls. Part to part. The ratio of boys to girls is, now how many girls are there? Girl puppies? 3. Boy puppies? 2. Okay. The ratio of boys to girls is 2 is to 3. Boys to girls. Here the boys are 2 boys, 3 boy puppies. Then 2 is to 3. The ratio of girls to boys, 3 is to 2. You can write this as a fraction. If you write the ratio of boys to girls, then 2 is to 3, then 2 should come on the top, on the new. Okay. The ratio of girls to boys, 3 is to 2. Then you can write this like here the numerator, here the denominator. The part to whole. The ratio of boys to all parts. Now, how many boy pups are there? Three, right? Two. Okay. There are ratios of boys to all pups. Then 2 is to 5. Altogether 5. So 2 is to 5. Then 2 you write here and the 5 write as a denominator. 2 you can write as a numerator. The ratios of girls to all pups. Now the girls, there are 3 girls pups and all together 5 pups. Then we can write this ratio as a whole thing, part to whole. Then 2 is to 5 and 3 is to 5. Hope you understood me. Okay. By multiplying or dividing each term of given ratio by a number which is greater than 0, a ratio equivalent to the given ratio can be obtained. If the terms of a ratio are whole numbers and if the highest common factor of these numbers is 1, then we say the ratio is written in its simplest form. Now I will teach you how to write it in simplest form. If the terms of a ratio are whole number, and if they have a common factor greater than 1, then it can be expressed in its simplest form by dividing each term of the ratio by the highest common factor. Do the following review exercise to revise the facts you have learned previously on ratios. You have to do this for review exercise. Show me, but I will explain. Now write 3 equivalent ratios for each ratio given below. Now you have to make 3 equivalent ratios for each. Now 2 is to 5, make another equivalent ratio for this. You can multiply by 2. If you multiply by 2 this number, then you have to multiply this also by 2. Then 2 times 2, 4, 2 times 5, 10. Then you need another 2 equivalent ratio. So then you can multiply by 3. 3 times 2, 6. 3 times 5, 15. Like that, if you multiply this number by 4, then you have to multiply this also by 4. Hope you understood. If you don't know, you can contact me. Write each of the ratios given below in the simplest form. That I will teach you in a separate sheet. Write each of the ratios given below in the simplest form. Method 1. 6 is to 15. Now you have to write this in the simplest form. Now what is the common factor for 6 and 15? 2 times 3, 6. How do we get 15 as a product? 3 times 5, 15. So what is the common factor for these? There are 2 times 3 and 3 times 5. What is the common factor for these 6 and 15? 3. Okay. Now what is the ratio? 2 is to 5. You have made this uh, in simpler form. 6 is to 5, 15. You have brought it into simpler form. That is 2 is to 5. Method 2. 6 is to 15. Okay. Now the second method is the easy method. You can you can follow any method. I prefer this. 6 is to 15. So what is the common factor of this? 3. So you divide by 3. And 15 also divide by 3. 2 is to 5. Actually, the simplest form is you have to divide till it come to a number which cannot be divided anymore. Okay, question 2. I took this question because I thought this is difficult for you. So then that's why I took this as an example. Now 30 is to 18 is to 36. What is the common factor you can divide all these three numbers? It's 2, right? 2 is common for all this. Because as I told you before, you have to check the unit number. Unit number here 0, here the 8, here 6. All these are even numbers. 0, 8, and 6 can be divided by 2. If any number in this even numbers, then you can divide by 2. So let's divide this by 2. Okay, now what is the product here? 15 and 9 and 18. When you look at this at a glance, you can see this can be divided in some more, right? What is the common factor of all these? 15, 9, and 18. What is the common factor? 3. So this number can be divided some more because you can't stop at this stage because you have to bring this 30, 18, and 36 into the simplest form. Simplest form means the number which you cannot divide anymore. You have to bring it to the number which you can't divide anymore. So then this 15 and 9, 18, there is a common factor for all this. So you have to check whether there is a relationship between all these three numbers. Yes, you can divide these three numbers by 3. Okay, now you got this, right? 5 is to 3 is to 6. Can you divide these three numbers uh, by any number? No. Have you got any relationship with among these three numbers? That's what you have to check. Among these two, there is, right? Three among these two, there is a common, there's a relationship, 3. But among these two, there is nothing. So then so then you cannot divide anymore. It's 5 is already divided into the simplest form. Now, other work you can do it. If there is any problem, you just